WMCJLTV, Jazz Lovers Television Network. Arts, culture, and entertainment with fine news and business. WMCJLTV.
The gentleman, you can't be singled out.
Do these two brothers first, please. I'm doing something for the television network.
Okay.
Okay. Makakuvu Ali Obey, 2024 Greco-Roman calendar, 6,263 Cushite Kemetic time construct. The Moorish Conference in Philadelphia, Smatawi Unification, standing with the Honorable Nakeem Bey, His Excellency, and His Excellency Bahim. We are here for the purpose of Smatawi Unification. Moors unite or perish. Moors unite or perish. The woman is the mother of the nation. When you lift the woman, you raise the nation. And when men stand together to lift the woman, the nation is raised. Smatawi began 6,263 years ago under Nusut Nama and Kemet were united. Upper Kemet and Lower Kemet. That's why you see the falcon and the snake, or the Yurit, on the serpent crown. Makakuvu Ali El Bey. This is a myological moment. This is not his story. This is myology, the study of our people, the study of self, the chronology from antiquity to present day and beyond. I greet you, Udama Akiyur, Lion of the New Dawn. Udama Akiyur, Lion of the New Dawn, the vibratory frequency of spiritual liberation. Do in the chair. Thank the Most High. Udama Akiyur.
That's it.
Our enslavement did not begin in the 17th century with us being stolen by the Arabs and sold to the Christians and brought across the Middle Passage where many of us are interned in the Atlantic Ocean. Our enslavement began over 2,000 years ago. In the language of the Meduna chair, you and I have been taught to call it hieroglyphics. Hieroglyphics. And that is the beginning of our spiritual enslavement. And as I was speaking with Mother Pitts, we were talking about healing. And healing is in 4 dimensions. Spiritual healing, psychological healing, emotional healing, and the physical healing. We as a people have to heal ourselves in all 4 dimensions because our spiritual consciousness has to be free. Our spiritual consciousness has to be liberated. As Malcolm said, if he hasn't changed his mind, then why ask us to change? Y'all heard that a little while ago when Malcolm was on tape? It's true today. I'm Makakuvu, and I'm going to welcome you into my world. As you see me tapping the chair, I want you to keep in mind one thing. I'm a martial artist. And my tapping the chair technique is the basis for my martial arts form. Chiang Jitsu, or Rek Ship Ship, science fighting. So, as you see me stand with this drum, I'm actually doing martial arts.
That's how Malcolm died.
And that's how Malcolm died.
That's how Malcolm died.
Audubon Ballroom.
Audubon Ballroom. Audubon Ballroom. Audubon Ballroom.
Pow, pow, pow. Pow, pow, pow. Pow, pow, pow. Pow, pow, pow. And that's how Malcolm died.
Christina and Billy LaShaka.
This next tune, actually this next poem I'm gonna do for you, I do every time I perform, every time I tell them to cheer. And I wanna do it in honor of the young man that was just on stage, because his words spoke what this poem is about. This poem is a poem that I wrote in honor to commemorate the lives of young children who have been killed due to stray bullets.
Sun showers down.
right.
Uben something, something, Cyrus rising, repetition. Remember, everybody, we're here to celebrate our divine birthright. Everybody should be smiling. Act like this is December 31st. You know, woo, you down at Times Square acting like a fool, turning up your clothes. You know what's going on. This is our story now. Show some love. I'm trying to connect you to the cosmic forces that allow you love, guidance, and protection through the daily experiences of particle matters. I'm going to break this down for you scientifically, mathematically, and with our cultural, cosmic, collective conscious spirituality, and with astrology and astronomy. And then we have our medunetta for the resonance, for the sounds, for the frequencies, because you don't need me. I'm only here, I'm a messenger, I'm only here to help you remember. I don't want you to remember. I want you to remember, because when you remember, as soon as you say ra, light comes in the side of your eye. Pew, pew. That's enlightenment. See, this is what they keep you from seeing. They tell you, oh, that's the liquid that's solidified, it turns the crystal, and the light that turns the prism, and it makes a spark in the side of your eye. No, no, no. This is enlightenment. Before the Romans and the Greeks, there were 9 days in every week. Anytime you're ready, I'm just running my, you know me. Oh, you ready? I'll set it up there. All right. No, you gotta stop me. You gotta reel me in because you know me. We got the. Also, we have Sankofa over here, the national spokesman from the conscious community, the global spokesman of the conscious community. We're gonna have him in here from Baba TV. Every time fire. Oh yeah, Baba TV is here. He works. He comes and interviews us all the time. He comes to Boston. We got C4, Curtis Booker. Sounds and Notebooks of Sounds. And we also have Transatlantic Production. Clemson Brown, Tap Video is in the house today. So we are covered. We got Baba TV, Every Time Fire. We got C4, and we got Clemson Brown, Transatlantic Production, Tap Video. And I would like to now take this time out without further ado to introduce you to Udama Keyor, Lions of the New Dawn, Makakuvu Ali Bey, and he is also with me for the last 15 years to bring about a unification of the Samatawi of the calendar. This is the problem. The problem is with, all right, everybody, make sure you watch your tents here, make sure we don't fly away there. We want to make sure that we understand that there are 9 days in a week under a solar silver lunar calendar. But if you just use the lunar cycle calendar, then there's 10 days in a week. That means there's 30 days in a month. That means there's 3 seasons with 4 months, 120, 30, 30, 30 is 120, 120, 120, comes out to 360. Then of course you have to add the 5 Apagamo days in Greek, which are the Renpu. But we're gonna let Udama Keyor break this down. I want to introduce the world and to the family here, to my brother Udama Keyor, Makakuvu Ali Bey of the Zulu Nation. Dua Siva.
Udama Keyor. Thank you, thank you. I want to say, during the chair, thank the Most High. Udama Keyor is not my name. My name is Makakuvu Ali Bey. I say that because Udama Keyor is not even a word. It's a vibratory frequency. And that's important. That's important. As this day dawned upon us, as Sabdet, Uben Sabdet rising over the Giza Plain, the Sirius star, you know it, Sirius XM radio, the Greeks called it. Sabdet is the Medu Necher term. Medu means words, Necher means spirit. That's why they taught you that language they taught us to call hieroglyphics, because they didn't want us to know the true meaning of it. Because if you know the true meaning of the so-called hieroglyphics, the Medu Necher, Medu means words, Necher means spirit. So if you know the true meaning of it, you know that means word of the Creator. I'm not going to say God, because God is a Germanic word. And if you look at the world today, the Creator creates in divine order. The Creator creates in divine order. The world is in chaos. The world is in chaos. It's seeking deeper into chaos. So what God is it that rules this world that's in chaos? I want to talk to you about the year, because the year is very significant. As you sit here right now, there's a Cushite Kemetic cosmological mathematical equation unfolding in the heavens. Unfolding in the heavens. I'm going to say that again because you know mathematics. And algebra teaches you equations. So one side equals the other side. And I'm going to break that down for you. If you know anything about Dr. John Henry Clark, Dr. John Henry Clark said when the Ptolemies, you know who the Ptolemies are, right? The Greeks came into Kemet, they outlawed Ma'at. If you're confused about Ma'at, walk into the temple and go into the Wasket Ma'ati, the double halls of truth, which is the judgment chamber. Ma'at is judgment, depicted as a woman. I'm going to say that again. Depicted as a woman. But it's the weighing of the heart against the feather of truth. Ma'at is not a woman. She's depicted as a woman because a woman has compassion. And judgment is an act of compassion by the Most High. So as I said, there's a Cushite Kemetic cosmological equation unfolding right now in the heavens. And Dr. John Henry Clark said when the Ptolemies came into Kemet, they outlawed Ma'at. Now think about that for a moment, folks. The Greeks come in, the Ptolemies come in, and they outlawed a cosmological construct of creation. What kind of arrogance is that? How are you going to outlaw something of the Creator? But you know what happened? Our people accepted it. So don't think that our enslavement began in 1619. Our enslavement began when our people accepted calling our language hieroglyphics. It began when our people accepted that Ma'at was outlawed, which is over 2,000 years ago. That's why you think it's 2010 right now. It ain't. It ain't 2010 or our time construct. Why? Because that star, Sabdet, which is rising right now, has been an eternal occurrence. It's been happening. Our people began to notice it 6,261 years ago. And that's a very important number because I'm going to take you to the Cushite Kemetic cosmic birth cycle of the Ma'at dawn. I'm going to say that again. The Cushite Kemetic cosmic birth cycle of the Ma'at dawn. I'm going to ask you this question. How many months does it take for a woman after she's conceived to bring forth a child? How many months? 9 months, right? Which means 9 represent born. And I just told you I'm going to take you to the Cushite Kemetic cosmic birth cycle of the Ma'at dawn based upon Sabdet rising going from 6,261. But before I do that, I'm going to give you the other side of the equation. I don't want to give you the answer to the equation if you don't know the problem. After the Greeks come in and outlaw Ma'at, remember Ma'at is a spiritual construct of creation, judgment of the soul. Judgment of the soul. You see, death is an illusion. It's an illusion, people. Death is the name of a doorway that your soul goes through when it departs from the body. Okay, I'm going to break it down for you, folks. Death is an illusion. Why? Because, and I'm going to use a quote from the book of Revelation, which I don't normally quote the Bible, but there are things that I use from the Bible. And this particular quote is attributed to so-called Jesus. I say so-called Jesus because Jesus is the person why you think it's 2021. You think it's 2021 because they told you Jesus was born, and when Jesus was born, they changed the time construct. Who did that? The Romans. So now you got 2 criminals, 2 spiritual criminals that got you believing in everything today. Everything today. And I said that don't think our imprisonment, our enslavement began in 1619. It didn't. Our enslavement began over 2,000 years ago. When the Ptolemies outlawed Ma'at, the judgment of the soul. Not a woman. She's depicted as a woman because judgment gives you a chance to plead your case. That's why they use it to represent the criminal justice system. So you can plead your case before a criminal judge that's going to put you in jail anyway. Anyway. You standing there talking about your honor. He has no honor. There's nothing honorable about that. So now, after the Ptolemies outlawed Ma'at, the Romans come in and change the time. 2021, y'all. You think it's the 21st century. No, 2021 represents the third millennium, the beginning of the third millennium on the Greco-Roman calendar. A millennium is 1,000 years. 6,261 represents the seventh millennium on the Kushite Kemetic time construct. Folks, our people are in the seventh millennium. Forget about 2021 and the 21st century. Forget about that, because that's part of our enslavement. Our enslavement began over 2,000 years ago. Over 2,000 years ago. You ain't been enslaved since 1619. Our people, us, and in, we, and in, have been enslaved for over 2,000 years. Anytime you accept your oppressor's definition of who you are, you already accepted your enslavement. Now I'm going to talk to you about freedom. I'm not finished with the mathematical equation. I ain't forget about that. I got to lay the backstory for you. So when I get to the equation, you understand the mathematics. Because I'm telling you about a cosmological mathematical equation. Now when I say cosmological, you are thinking cosmological with a C. No. When I say Kushite, Kemetic, K, cosmological, K, why? Because Dowsing, the so-called Milky Way galaxy, is traveling through a heavenly arc known as Cosmos with a K. Cosmos means all that is known and unknown shall be sufficiently proven. That's why things are unfolded as they are right now. That's why things are unfolding right now. Things are being revealed to you from within your spirit, within your consciousness, with the K, y'all, not a C. With the K, because cosmos means all that is known and unknown shall be sufficiently proven. Now, 6,261, let's back it up. Let's back it back. Let's bring it back to 6,258. Let's back it back. 2018 from 2021. You know Ma'at. Ma'at has 42 negative confessions. I'm going to break this down for you folks so you realize what time it is. So you realize what time it is for real. You feel that wind? Ever wonder where the wind comes from? Ever wonder how the breeze just cool your face? Ever wonder why the sky is blue? Ever ask yourself, what is this place? How many times have you been here before? How many things have you done? Whatever happened to have one more? When is it going to end? Ever wonder why the snowflakes fall? Ever wonder why the creepy bugs crawl? When the birds sing, do you hear good music? Ever wonder what to do? When things go wrong, do you just give up? When trouble comes, do you run and hide? Can you look yourself square in the face? Do you quit or do you finish the race? If ever there was one, now is the time. Do it, baby, I'm getting mine. Go ahead, have some fun. Because you remember, baby, you're the one. This ain't happening. This ain't real. I'm not a thief and I don't steal. I put my faith in God and don't you see? Don't you see? Don't you see? Don't you see with your ucha, your mind's eye? Forget about these eyes. Look from your mind's eye, your ucha. So now, 6,261 back to 6,258, going forward to 6,300. Remember, 6 and 3 is 9. So if today is 6,261, 39 years from now, it's going to be 6,300. 6 and 3 is 9. I'm talking about the Kushite Kemetic cosmological birth cycle of the Ma'at dawn, the dawn of truth. 6,300 corresponds on the Greco-Roman calendar with 2060, if you know anything about numerology. 6 and 3 is 9, born. 2 and 8, 2 and 6 is 8. Build and destroy. 2060 is the time of destruction on the Greco-Roman calendar. The vibratory frequency of the Kushite Kemetic cosmological birth cycle of the Ma'at dawn, 6,300, is a unification, a building in the 7th millennium. 6,300 is 700 years from the beginning of the 8th millennium. Do not be fooled what time it is, folks. Do not be fooled. Because that was the beginning of our enslavement. We got fooled. We got fooled, and we accepted being the fool. We accepted being the fool, running around talking about, I'm an African American. How you get to be an African American? Listen to the propaganda narrative of what an African American is. Now I'm going to say that again. The propaganda narrative. Propaganda narrative is that African American is a descendant of slaves. Really? Really? Were the people slaves or were they enslaved? Slave is not an identity. Slave is not an ethnic group. So if slave is not an identity and slave is not an ethnic group, how can African American be an identity? How can African American be an ethnic group? Ain't no such thing as an African American. You calling yourself an African American, walking around with the enslaver's last name, talking about, I'm free. I'm free. How you free when your name denotes you as property? Your name means that you belong to the person that owned the land that your ancestors were working when they was in chains. You ain't free. Freedom, you know what freedom is? Freedom is a compound word. He said, I'm free. America, I'm free in America. Freedom. Freedom is a compound word. It means free dominion. Free dominion. So now, I'm going to tell you what that means. You see these young children? You see them running around in the space? They are experiencing free dominion. Now you go outside that wall, your mama going to say, come back over here. Look out for them cars. You ain't free. You ain't free. Now, I'm gonna end with this. Because I'm not finished telling you what time it is. I'm not finished. Y'all think Batak can talk? He coming to grab this mic now. Be back. Stay back. I got this mic and I got this stick. Okay. Okay. I'm going to share this with you folks because y'all still ain't figured out what time it is. You know, we talk about the prophecies in the Bible, talking about the prophecies in Islam. How many people know the prophecy from this land? The prophecy of the white buffalo calf woman over 2,000 years ago. It says, beware the birth of the white buffalo. Okay? Now this land of Maxim, I'm a Moor people. I'm a Mori, I'm a Z. I'm a diplomatic, a royal ambassador for the Numai theocratic Moorish kingdom. Look up Numai, look up Numidia, look up Numai in the Gambia. Numai is an ancient people. An ancient people, as you are an ancient people. Now, the prophecy of the white buffalo says this. I'm not going to tell you the whole story. You can look it up. Google it. Ain't nothing Makakubu's telling you right now you can't Google. You can Google Cosmo. Google it. Don't even trust me. I don't even trust me sometimes. So I don't expect you to trust me blind. You don't even know me. Sometimes I don't even know myself. But this is the reality. The prophecy of the white buffalo says this. It was a woman, a Wankan Tonka, a spiritual woman. She was a Wankan Tonka because the two hunters that were sent out on the fourth day to find game, because they couldn't find game for the Lakota Sioux, the 7 sacred flames that met in the plains out in Dakota over 2,000 years ago. Hundreds of thousands of our ancestors, Nubian, Algonquin, Ukachak people, not Indian. Not Indian. Ain't no such thing as an Indian unless you're from East India. How you gonna call yourself an Indian when Columbus was lost? And you gonna call yourself the name that a man that was lost called you? That means you lost too. So now, the prophecy of the birth of the white buffalo says this. Beware the birth of the white buffalo. For the white buffalo is a sign that mankind has until the 21st day of the 21st year of the 21st century to redeem himself before the great purification. I'm going to cite that date to you again. The 21st day of the 21st year of the 21st century, that's the prophecy that mankind has before the great purification to redeem himself. So January 21st was the day after the inauguration. The day after the inauguration, to redeem himself before the great purification. Before the great purification. So now you have 42 years from 6,258 to 6,300. You have 42 years from 2018 to 2060. And then you have the Ma'at quadrant situated in the pentagram decades, which is the first 5 decades of any new millennium. So we're in the beginning of the 3rd millennium on the Greco-Roman calendar. So I broke that down for you folks so that vibratory frequency of Udama Akayur can permeate through you, and some of you will begin to feel it tonight. Some of you will begin to feel it next week, next year, but be assured, Udama Akayur, you will feel it just like the wind you feel now. Do in the chair, Udama Akayur, Makakubu Aliyo Bay. You can look me up on YouTube. I'm with the World Media Coalition, Jazz Lovers Television Network, and I appreciate you. And some of the drummers who are here, I got my drums in the back. We can crank some rhythm. Udama Akayur.
Dua. Tanata Bupamaat, Onkwas de Jet, Onku Jasaneb, Ubenafikir Panebuharuma Ati. I want everyone to give a great round of applause to our great Siva, Udama Akayur, Makubu Bay of the Zulu Nation. So we're going to keep this.
WMCJLTV, Jazz Lovers Television Network. Arts, culture, and entertainment with fine news and business. WMCJLTV.